Hello Isopod fans, we're in for a special treat. Welcome to another edition of the Isopod Setup Review, and today we're doing an Isopod. I don't think we've done this one before. Let's check it out.
The Isopod Vlog.
A while back we got a message from, let me pull it up here. This is from Melissa Romijn. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Melissa. Melissa's from the Netherlands, and she and I corresponded for a while, and she sent this Isopod setup review, and it's just absolutely great. This is Porcellio expansus, one of my absolutely favorite isopods, and I did another video on this, and I'll put the link right up here somewhere, and you can go check that out. But I'm really looking forward to doing this review because I have expansus, and it's great to compare notes and to check out what other isopod keepers are doing. So let's go ahead and take a look. But before we do check out Melissa's setup, let me ask you, if you have an isopod setup, your isopod setup that you have a question about, send me a video, make it about a minute or so, send it to me on Facebook or Instagram. Tell me about the isopods, a little bit about how long you've had them, tell me about the substrate, the ventilation, the foods that you're feeding, what kind of wood that you're using, the leaves. Tell me anything about the setup that you can. If you're having problems, if you have concerns, and send me that video and I'll go ahead and do an isopod setup review. Let's take a look at Melissa's setup.
This is my Porcellio expansus bin. There are holes on each side of the bin because I like good ventilation. For my soil I use some cocoa fiber because I have more animals for that use them, so why not. These are my Porcellio expansus with springtails. I use cork bark for in their closures, a big piece of bark. There are a lot of springtails. Some branches, a small piece of cuttlebone, some decayed wood, some sphagnum moss, and of course the leaves and some small pieces of decayed wood, and some, I have a later with. We call it humus in the Netherlands. That is the layer under the leaves in the woods. So they are already a little bit decayed and munched on. So this is my Porcellio expansus bin.
Melissa, I don't know what to say here. I should be taking notes off of your setup. This is absolutely gorgeous. I think that's and I hate to say a number like this without a conversion, but in the US that looks like about a 15 quart tub, nice depth. Everything looks great here. I don't see the depth of the substrate, but for Porcellio expansus, it doesn't have to be super deep, so that's probably not a concern. You have leaves, you have the substrate is really, really nice. You have it mixed in, it sounds like. Lots of decaying wood. The wood has lichen on it. You have the cork bark for them to hide under. I'm going to jump forward to a picture of where you showed the cork bark with the isopods when you lifted that up. And they're all sitting right by the moist side, so they have that bridge back and forth from the dry side to the moist side. The ventilation, the only thing that I would say with the ventilation is that I think you need to have more ventilation in this enclosure. Your holes on the sides are maybe a little bit small. You might want to widen those. You certainly should have some holes on the lid of this enclosure just to allow more ventilation. So everything that I see looks really, really good. I was going to say, for food, you had made a comment in your notes that you're feeding small shrimp, small dried shrimp, flake food, protein mixes, and some veggies like zucchini and sweet potatoes. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. You don't mention how often you mist or not mist, but add water. but it seems like that sphagnum moss is moist enough. I can't think of much to say here other than that ventilation, and for that reason I would give it probably, from our scale of green being perfect to yellow being some issues to red being that you probably are going to lose some isopods, I would give this setup probably a strong greenish yellow, probably one of our best setups that we've seen so far. The only concern, and this is a pretty big concern, is that you need to add that ventilation to the lid and to the sides. Other than that, great looking setup. Thank you, Melissa, for sending this in. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like this video, especially Porcellio expansus, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button so you don't miss another video. And again, thanks for watching.